icityguide.com, we present iDine Bangkok in conversation with Laurence Sybil.
Why did your corporation decide to become a Subway franchise?
Well, it started back in 2002. I was working with Subway because they wanted to relaunch into Thailand. It had been here during the crisis in 1998. And they felt that Thailand was ready to relaunch at that time. We had an ad in the newspaper with this other firm that I work with, that I own, that I'm the managing director of. And for 6 months, we interviewed quite a number of applicants and forwarded those on to Subway headquarters. And for whatever reason, many of them did not qualify. So one day, I talked to my wife, I said, the interesting thing is I know that Subway will really work here. I just read 2 books in the last week, and they all said basically the same. You can get anything in Bangkok, but not a good sandwich. And I said, I think it'll work. And she says, let's do it. So we opened a franchise based, I guess, on a fiction book, or 2 of them. And, based on the number of interest from applicants, like we had over 350 applicants, and the rest is history. When we opened our first location, it was quite rewarding. Many people would chant almost like a rock star when they see us, Subway, Subway, Subway. And it still brings back memories when we would do school events, and because people were really earning for a really good sandwich by that time. Now there's many, many Subways, but at that time it was the only one.
Could you give me a split? What is the percentage between what you import and how much can you source locally?
There's actually a few items that are actually quite good, such as the tuna. Tuna is used worldwide from Thailand. The ham, the chicken, but it's still, there's a formula that has to be utilized, and there's a company that has signed a confidentiality agreement that processes that meat, but it has to follow strict guidelines. But as far as roast beef, steak, the meatballs, this is all imported.
On average, how many customers would you get passing through, say, this branch every day?
Typically, most of all of our branches average around 300 to 400 guests a day.
And what's the mix of your customers? How many of them are foreign, how many are local?
Right now it's 60-40. I think a lot of people would be surprised about that. But the Thai population that are eating Subway increased every year. So that's continuing to grow. I would say that the first year it was probably 90% foreigner and 10% Thai. But there's quite a number of markets that we have that in fact, it's a higher percentage of Thai than foreigner.
What are your 2 top selling items?
That would be the ham and cheese, and the tuna is quite popular as well. The BMT is right up there as well.
What is the dining experience you want your customers to have, to take away with them so that they come back again?
Good food. It's made fresh. That's the model. You're able to see your food being made right before your eyes. When you compare it to, say, some other brands as far as hamburgers, typically they're around 29 to 40 grams of fat, and a Subway is less than 6 grams of fat on a number of the sandwiches. And in fact, you can get as low as 3 grams. And so, it's a great value compared to the amount of meat that you're actually getting, and it's good for you. It's healthy, and eat fresh.
So, can you please talk me through your favorite sandwich, the ham and cheese? First of all, what bread would you prefer to use with?
Well, I really like the ham and cheese. It's a basic sandwich, but it's so good. I like it on Italian bread, a simple bread, but it brings back childhood memories, the oven.
What are those memories? Share them with me.
I'm sure there are quite a number of mothers out there have baked bread, you know, and you smell it, and you know, you remember your childhood. And I love being around a Subway with that freshly baked bread. And we always had you know, a white bread, Italian bread. And so, yeah, sure, sometimes I'll go with some fancy different types of breads, but Italian's quite good.
Okay, and the combination, why do you like that with a combination of ham and cheese? What is it that makes the whole experience so great?
You know, first off, I put the ham on and then cheese, and you're able to ask for double if you wanted to, but the bottom line is that the ham and the cheese mixed with the vegetables, mixed with the lettuce and the tomatoes and the jalapenos, and I put a little bit of mayonnaise on that, and then I put some vinegar or oil on top of it. To me, it's just a fantastic sandwich. Some people like to put carrots. Some people like to put, you know, cut up carrots. Some people like to put up cut up cucumbers. We have many, many choices, and you're able to put as many choices and toppings as you want to. All, no additional fee.
So for you, it's Italian bread, ham and cheese, the perfect sandwich.
Perfect sandwich. And many of our guests feel the same. That's our #1 seller.
There is an Italian feel to this restaurant. Can you tell me why Subway went for this Italian, what seems Tuscan feel to their restaurant?
Well, the founder of Subway is Italian. So, well, he's American, but he has Italian heritage, and many of the ingredients have, you know, a little bit of a Italian feeling to it, such as the meatball and the sauce, and you know, it works for Subway. You know, the fresh, you know, and that's it has a clean look and has a fresh look.
And that's why you've used, and that's why Subway have used.
That's what it uses.
Tuscan look for their decor.
Right.
How is the easiest way for people to find this restaurant?
There's quite a number of locations that we own. The easiest way to find the 7 locations that we're involved with is at www.thailandsubway.com.
iDine Bangkok. You've been listening to Laurence Sybil in Conversation. For more, check out icity-guide.com.